How Maitri guided me to the great resignation. This year on International Women's Day, I told my boss that I would leave my job in July. I'm resigning without another job lined up. I have no idea what I will do next professionally, and I don't know what to do with my newfound freedom. The truth is, I am feeling so exhausted, cynical, and numb after 2 years of pandemic that I cannot think straight about my future right now. This year marks the 20th anniversary of my career in hospital pharmacy. I have been working as a senior manager at a metropolitan public hospital for the past decade. Before and during this time, I worked in different roles in different places on the front line, medication safety, project management, and dictatorship at a regional hospital. Every day I cherish the opportunities to be able to do good, make a difference, and support other people in my professional role. However, since the beginning of my career, I have always had this soft voice whispering in my head, Bonnie, you will not retire as a pharmacist. Never. My accidental career, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. Lewis Carroll. When I was a kid, I always loved reading Chinese folklore, tales, biblical stories, and old English classics. My young heart lived and breathed art, history, and literature. I wanted to become a writer after winning the school's writing competition at the age of 8. I dreamt of having my own bookshop, looking exactly like the shop around the corner that Meg Ryan's character owned in the movie You've Got Mail. In my junior high years, I enjoyed learning art history so much that I aspired to become a curator at the Lavore or VA Museum. I had some big dreams back then, and it's clear that a career in STEM, science, technology, engineering, or maths was not my calling. Everything changed when my family and I moved to Australia in the early 90s. As we settled in our new home country, I was told by many people that my English would never be as good as fellow Australians, that I would not be able to achieve good enough results to get into university if I chose to do arts subjects, that studying to become a licensed professional would be the only way for Asian immigrants to survive in the Australian society. In the Chinese culture, a person's professional and financial status is the key symbol of success, not just for the individual, but also for the family and relatives. What we do for work has the power to make or break the reputation of the family name. Many of us are raised with the expectations that we must study hard, achieve academic excellence, and make a living in elite professions such as medicine, law, accounting, or finance. Many parents discourage their children from pursuing a career in art or creative industries because they are perceived to make no money and to contribute nothing to the economy. It is deeply rooted in our culture that children, and even in adulthood, are to obey our parents and must not bring shame to the family. Desperately wanting to make my parents proud, I suppressed my love and desire for a life in art and words. I hypnotized myself into a world of physics, chemistry, biology, and computer science during my senior high years. I took on my family's suggestion to study pharmacy because it was nice and appropriate career for girls, and I would make an excellent pharmacist with my photographic memory to remember all the meditation names. I convinced myself that it was the right decision as long as I listened to my family, worked hard, and did whatever it took to become successful. Maitri, the turning point. If your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. Jack Cornfield. On the surface, I ticked many boxes for success, became a senior manager in my 10th year as a pharmacist, achieved professional accolades, bought my own apartment at the age of 30, traveled often, and ate out in many fancy cafes and restaurants every week. But deep down, I felt inadequate, empty, and unloved. To fill the void, I set my eyes on the next pay raise, chased the next promotion, and said yes to every project. My inner compulsions to work hard became so overpowering that I prioritized work over everything else: rest, self-care, hobbies, and social life. My professional identity became my entirety. I did not know who I was without a job, income, or credentials. Like a rat running on a wheel, I was stuck in this sprint, burnout, forced break, feel behind cycle every few years. I blamed myself for lacking the stamina and resilience to push on. My solution was to read lots and lots of self-help books, hoping one day something would click in me and I would live happily ever after. In late 2015, my health plummeted to rock bottom. For months, I had this dull, throbbing pain radiating from my back to all over the body. I lived on a diet of coffee and vegetable soup because any solid foods would trigger severe nausea, reflux, and or bloating. I was too weak to exercise. I often broke down in tears when I drove home after work. I could only sleep for about 4 hours a day. A tinnitus pierced through my body. A tinnitus pierced through both of my ears while my brain ruminated all night long. It was then that I finally admitted that I could not keep carrying on like this and I needed help. For the next 6 years, I embarked on a journey of recovery, reflection, and reset with the support from medical doctors, a psychiatrist, and professional coaches. I was prescribed medications to manage my health issues. I incorporated suitable self-care practices into my daily routine one by one. I threw out many self-help books and instead dove into the wisdom of Thich Nhat Hanh, Alan D. Bottom, Deepak Chopra, and many others. Scrolling through my phone the other day, I found a picture that I took at my psychologist's office in 2017. She drew on the whiteboard a 5-month timeline outlining the steps from resignation to sabbatical. But I was not ready to walk away from my job back then. Not until I practiced Maitri, loving kindness or unconditional friendship with oneself, for the following 5 years. Over time, I have learned to rest my body, feel my heart, and rest my soul. Accept myself as I am, warts and all, with love and compassion. Believe that I am enough and I have enough. Let go of unhealthy beliefs, habits, and relationships. Stop the relentless pursuit of perfection, achievement, and recognition. Connect with other people in a genuine and authentic way. Find my voice and speak up about my thoughts and feelings. Approach life with a beginner's mind. Allow myself to play and have fun. Marty shows me the path of becoming myself, my true and unapologetic self. All the things that I used to perceive as disadvantages, my gender, ethnicity, hard of hearing, introversion, and chronic health illnesses have become the lived experiences that I am now proud of. True happiness and true power lie in understanding yourself and accepting yourself, having confidence in yourself. Thich Nhat Hanh. The last 20 years felt like a bumpy joyride on this road called life. I blindly followed what I had been told. I had no clue about where I wanted to go or what direction I was heading. Sometimes I focused on the road ahead so hard that I missed the signs or ran out of fuel. Sometimes I got so distracted by other drivers, flashlights, and noises around me that I drove into the ditch or bumped into other cars. Despite all the bruises and scars, I have always kept an open mind and enjoyed some jolly good time too. I crossed paths with many kind, wonderful people of whom many have become lifelong friends and allies. Together we laugh, scream, and support each other's hopes and dreams as we continue to move forward in our journeys. Starting out in a profession that was not my preference is, in fact, a blessing in disguise. It has taught me knowledge, skills, and worldview, and I would not have acquired otherwise. And thanks to Maitri, I finally feel safe and confident enough to take a pit stop. Where I am right now is exactly where I need to be. Everything is right on time.